I call the Honourable Member Sua William Seo. Malo soifua.
Malo soifua, Mr. Speaker. I apologise for that. I won't take too much time of the House in terms of this particular bill. Look, I want to acknowledge the author of the bill, Catherine Delahanty, and accept the fact that the view that she is advocating through this bill is genuine, and I think on this side of the House, Labor is also of the view that it is important that as a country that we do protect our nation's rivers, our waterways, and that we ought to be aiming to ensure the quality of our water is improved. This is one of the reasons why Labor supported this bill to the Select Committee. And I note, sir, that as a total of 147 submissions were made from industry, from Māori organisations, from NGOs and professional groups. Significant number of those submissions were from individuals, but we also had submissions from 5 local government regional councils. And that by and large, most but not all, the 2 areas of concern that were raised in those submissions were the Tarawera River or Tasman Pulp and Paper Mill. Now, the Tasman Pulp and Paper Mill, which this bill focuses directly on, received resource consents under the RMA under section 1072(a) on 2 occasions, first in 1995 and again in 2009. In 2009, the consent went to the Environment Court and the High Court. And I just want to read from the report that the Environment Court's decision took into account the assessment of the effects of the discharge on the river, the long-held and positive economic and social importance of the pulp and paper mill, both regionally and nationally, the critical dependence of the mill on the river for water and as a discharge medium, the significant capital outlay in the industry, including measures to improve the volume and quality of discharges to the river, and that the initial setting up of the industry on that site had been under a special enabling act of Parliament. It seems to me, sir, that whilst there's general agreement on most parts of the bill, the one area that seems to be a bone of contention is really the term or the years that the bill attempts to try and address. While it argues that it should limit the discharge rights to 5 years, the present situation with the bill is that the pulp and paper mill is able to discharge for 35 years, and that has been approved through the courts. So I think from a Labour Party perspective, sir, there is a need to, I totally agree with the aim of the need to protect our rivers and our waterways, but we also need to balance out, sir, with the needs of the communities in terms of jobs. And that's why that Labour is proposing a compromise option of a limit of 15 years and has submitted the supplementary order paper number 422 to reflect this. As this bill is not retrospective, it will not deliver, in our view, the result that most people in favour of the bill were seeking. That is the restriction of the Tasman pulp and paper mill permit, which will still have 22 years left to go on its permit if this bill is passed. And as I said earlier, presently there's a limit of 35 years on the amount of time this permit may be issued under section 1072(a) of exceptional circumstances. And it doesn't seem, in keeping the attention of this section, that exceptional circumstances include permits of 35 years. However, as the Parliamentary Commissioner of the Environment submitted on this bill, she said that her 5 years would not be a sufficient period of time for all potential users of this section. And whilst we regret that if the compromise of 15 years is not accepted through its supplementary order paper, that we would obviously then vote against the bill. And finally, I just want to say that Labour supports the comprehensive adoption of the Land and Water Forum recommendations to improve water quality throughout New Zealand, along with looking at resource rentals to ensure that our rivers throughout New Zealand are improved. Thank you very much.
I call the Honourable Member Claudette Hoiti. Tēnā koe.
Yes, tēnā koe i te rangatira.